It's Sunday. It's January 8th, 2022. I went to Mass this morning at the local church. I'm within this. Um, this morning, the service was a little different. It was the mother of the church. Um, when they called everybody up for communion, all of a sudden the Sunday school teacher she was in one of the rear pews. She came forth and she whispered in my ear, which is unusual. So I knew it was something important. She said that when we go up for communion today, that Mother Lindsay had holy water from the River Jordan that she was blessing um, the congregation with, which I thought was really an interesting addition. So, of course, I let my son know, and we went up together. So, that was something that was um, incredibly unusual. I do not know what sparked this difference in events, but it seems very symbolic and very important to the congregation. Um, they also stayed later today. I knew my parents were going out east and needed the car back, which I borrowed their car. Um, but after church, there was the annual meeting. So I couldn't vote because I haven't been there for a full year yet. Um, but I wanted to sit and be part of the community of the church. And they were electing officers and things, and just to hear and be there to find out for when next year, or however it works, I don't really know, but just to be a part of it. So I sat there, we stayed later, Anthony and I, or my 2012 and I. Um, and while I sat in the church in the pew, my heart rate, the Fitbit, alerted me that my heart rate went low. Um, so I was, the alert went off, it buzzed, and I paid attention to it. And then it returned. But when I got home, it didn't just happen once. Now it's been happening since I got home. It's gone off, and it wasn't like an instant recovery either. So and my circulation is, now yesterday I ran for like 7.4, I ran more than 7.43 miles, but consistent without stopping 7.43 miles. And then I have just a brief stop just to reset the odometer for the pace and to break up the continuous run, but to set pace for the different stretch of the run that I was doing. I have a method in my madness, but anyhow, I have rudimentary tools, so I like it to be categorized and itemized just the way I need it to be and to show up. I don't have those fancy like aftermarket tools on a computer. I've got no patience for that. Nor any desire. So, um, so I'm monitoring that at the moment. I also caught wind um, of the NFL game today in New York at Highmark Stadium, which I'm watching the symbols there because I really don't know anything New York football. Not because I'm begrudging anything. I really don't know where or what loyalty looks like, to be honest. Um, I know what isolation looks like. It's really it. I see that they've got this Damar or Damar and the number 3. But I see how they come together for him. I see how he was hurt. I read the comments that he put on. Um, they're playing the Patriots today. Again, symbolically, I'm listening to what the sports reporters say. I'm trying to understand how the humans exist in that level of humanity. Not something I've gone to one of their games. It was Giants, Jets. Just, I don't want the Bills to get upset, but there was no place for a third player on the field. It's their game. Um, but um, but again, even when I went, I didn't meet any players or anybody like official. I was just invited there like a regular person, like I did for the Rangers game, like I did for the Knicks game. Um, just like a stranger. Um, just so Cotton Eye Joe. I mean, I can't help if it appears to be like a big mouth. I mean, I've got things going on, and I don't know why my heart rate is dropping all of a sudden. Um, it happens once, but now today it's happened a few times. It happened. I don't think it got as low yesterday. It went as low as the 60s, I think. It didn't get into the 50s today. It's been hanging around the low 50s. Um, I don't feel fluttering or anything, but I do get cold all of a sudden. It's like an internal core temperature just drops, and my heart rate drops. And I don't know if it's a hex, if it's atmospheric pressure. I really don't know. My dad's experiencing electrical stimulation issues between the QRS and the bundles. Between AV and the other and the S whatever SV. Um, but there's a lot that goes unbeknownst. Um, so anyhow, so important part of the day is church today. They actually had holy water from the River Jordan, and she blessed the congregation. It was a very full church today as well. Um, it's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza, it's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxies, broken, and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. Oh, and um, the Church of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints did invite me back, and I will go. Um, I just said that this Sunday was too short of notice, and next Sunday is my son's birthday. So most likely it'll be 3 Saturdays from here. I went back onto the DVR for things that I taped. I taped the Kirsten Chenwick special, and then there was another special after that with the Tabernacle um, choir, the Tabernacle, and something else. Um, I'm trying to learn their words and be respectful and say it exactly the way, because I know to somebody that that is really, really important. Um, so I went back to watch that one. The opening of that show, like where precision counts and details matter. I mean, it was so well performed. The way that they had everybody entering the theater with the candles. I mean, the details were absolutely spectacular. Um, and then to offset the perfection, I put on the New Year's Eve bash with Luke Bryan, and I laughed because I'm like, I have such an eclectic taste in this whatever. Um, and I'm listening to his words, and I'm like, see, he's got a bigger mouth than I do. And somewhere, that big mouth is really important with what it says and what it gets other people singing about. And I just appreciated both sets of verse. They opened the show. The one that I don't know, the woman who sings. Um, they opened that part of the show with an excerpt from someone that they call Robert Frost, which I had never heard before. Um, or perhaps I had, but the words that they spoke, these particular words quoted by I don't know who, but about Robert Frost, um, something about miles and miles, really like struck a chord. So, just minding my own business at this point. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza.